Hey everybody. It's another day. Today we will be back on this monster. All the wiring is pretty much done, with the exception of the starter, or the starter wires are done and ready to go. Ran into another issue. The back of the starter, the very end back of the starter, hits the header. So he's got to order a mini starter for it. So we got to wait on that. But I do have a passel of more parts. Got U-joint, oil filter, oil, transmission fluid. I got a new brake switch, battery hold down, belts, hoses. So I got stuff to start putting on it. So we're gonna do today belts, hoses, and the bottom hose on this thing I know is going to be a pain, and I'm going to have to try and make some kind of hose fit because it's very short, it's no room, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to fight with that. I already know that's coming. But we'll do that. I'll get the oil filter on it, maybe get some oil in it. I got to get the transmission lines run. I have the transmission lines. He's got the fuel tank in. I got to go get it from him. So maybe this video I'm going to try and put the fuel tank in, run the fuel lines, do the transmission lines, belts, hoses, oil filter, maybe transmission fluid fill up. Oh, I got the U-joint for the drive shaft. The drive shafty head's going to work. I had to change the yoke on it, so I have the drive shaft sitting right over there. So I got the new yoke on it. I got to put the U-joint in the back, stick the drive shaft in it. So a lot of things I'm trying to get done in this video in the next day or two. So y'all stick with me and see how much we can get, how many problems we can run into. I had a few problems with, I had to cut the end of the positive cable running from the back of the car up front. I had to cut that off, put a new end on it. The end of the ground cable from the back of the car to the front, it came off, so I had to put a new end on that. So I got the ground cable on, I got the positive cable ready to go. Was trying to get the starter on it, and figured out that the starter ain't gonna fit because it hits the header. So y'all stick with me. Thanks for coming back. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. And hang around, let's see what kind of trouble I can get to on this one today. So I'll be right back. Okay, let's check and see if I had my measurements correct. Let's see, before I pull that sticker off of there, will this fit? I tried getting a hose, pre-bent hose, but I couldn't find one that would work. And oh, look at there, I can't believe that fits perfectly. All right, let's see if my measurements are correct for this belt. Okay, hooked on the bottom, hooked there. Will it go around this? Ah, look at there. Hot dang. I just need to tighten that up, but I'm gonna leave that loose in case I have to pull that off for this bottom hose setup. All right, what I have bottom hose wise, I'll show you right here. I got this because that hose comes out the bottom. It goes about this far, and then it needs to 90 up, and as it comes up, then it needs to turn back in. So I got this for the turn back in part right here, and I have this for the 90 part. So I'm gonna have to cut this off and see if I can slide. I hope I bought the right size hose. That's the other thing. I got to see if I can slide that on. But what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut this because I think there's too much space here. So I'm going to have to cut this, close it up, and then I'm going to have to find a piece of pipe or something to splice that together with. I may have to run to the parts house and get a piece of like exhaust pipe or something. So let me see. Let's see if we can make this work somehow. So get some stuff out the way here. So man, I'm gonna cut this right here. What do I have that would cut that easily? Let me see if my knife is sharp enough to cut that. I'm gonna cut it. I'll cut it right here. Let's see. Well, here goes nothing. Come on. Come on. Yeah, come to find out my knife is not that sharp, is it? But it's working. Sorta. Okay. Okay, let's see. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. Let's see if I go this way. Oh, come on. Let me get some lubricant. Maybe I can lubricant. Make it a little easier to get on and off, because I'm sure this is going to be multiple ons and multiple offs. Oh yeah, there we go. That made it much better. Much better. That's not super good, is it? Man, that's going to be close. Let me tighten that belt up some. Wrenches. Wrenches. I got wrenches on this side over here. Okay, let's see if this works. There we go. There's not a lot of room to work with anything on this car. Let me go get a shorter one. Maybe this will be a little better. It's getting there. Oh, ow. Okay, let's try that. I think that's tight enough. Wow. Man, I got all kinds of issues here. Between the belt, the fuel line barb. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is gonna be complicated. Very, very complicated. It would appear. I'm gonna trim a little bit off of this with these. See if I can. That's not a good idea. Where's my knife? Let me get my knife back out. Let me see if I can trim just a little bit more off of this. Whoa. Down there. On the way. Okay, let's cut some of this off over on this side. I'm having problems making a straight line there, aren't I? I'm trying not to cut myself. At least not again today. I did cut myself already. Alright, let me put a little looby-doob on this. Try and make it a little easier to go on too. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pull this one off, I think, if I can. Wow. Like I said, there's no room in here to work. Oh, crap. Come on. Come on, work with me. Yeah, I had to push that as far up on there as I could, didn't I? Oh, man. This is not gonna be fun at all. I can see it already. Okay. Can I get this on here? Okay, that one goes on a little bit better. All right. Huh. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to trim that back. Which end did I put on there? Put it up on there like that. Let me trim that. Trim this back just a little bit more. Let me see if I can you see? Can you see from, you can't see from that side, can you? Let's do this. How about can we see from over here? Try and see if I can show you guys the dilemma I got. You can see the bottom of the water, the neck from the water pump right here. There's the top of the hose that I just cut and put in there. And then this needs to go on and turn down. So I'm gonna have to cut this off some more to make that turn. So let's see. Oh, it's starting to rain outside. Oh wow. It's just really starting to rain outside. Wow. I am horrible at making a straight cut. Alright. Just lube this up again. And see if I can get this to fit on that. Like so. Will it go up there? Come on. Will that match up or not? Okay. I need to trim just a little bit off of the bottom one. And I need to get something to put those together. And it is all so freaking close. Okay. Let me see if I can take this one. Oh man. Ow. I need to trim some more off of this one to make that work mo better. So let's see. I need to get this on here like so. Turn that up to right there. Like so. Okay. I think if I get me a piece of pipe. So now I gotta go find a piece of pipe to connect those two with, because that's a little close on the inside. And I gotta get some clamps. All right. I know I got something working there, so let me see what else I might need from the parts house before I make a trip. What else have I got? Let's see if we can, if I can get this U-joint in here without messing it up completely. All right. to go. First off, I need to tape the side that's not working right this second, or that I'm not working with right this second, so these caps don't come off. Because I don't know if you guys have ever done a U-joint replacement or takeout or install, and one of these caps come off. They got a whole ton of little needle bearings. Let's see if you can see those little needle bearings inside there. And they're basically held in place with grease. And if you drop them, or you bang them, or whatever, they those little needle bearings tend to want to come out. And then you got a mess, and it's not fun at all. So, where's my hammer? So I want to hold this side up in that cap. And roll it over. Okay. And I'm going to put those up in there just a little bit. So it's in both of them. Okay, comes with these little clippies. Okay. Oops. Comes with these little clippies, and you gotta put them in, and you gotta be careful not to send them across the room. Squeeze them in. If you're not careful, they will fly out and they will go flying across the room. Ask me how I know. Okay, let's put it over to this side. Move this one down. Make sure that's seated in there okay. Alright. That works. And also come with the little grease zert. Okay. Now. Alright. Alright, I'm going to take the drive shaft over here. I'm going to set the camera, see if I can set the camera up underneath so you can see me put this thing in. So, stand by. Okay. Let's see if I can get up in here and do this. Let's see. Nope. Be a little bit more like that. Come on. Work with me. Get in there. Alright. Why are you fighting me? Everything seems to have to fight me on this deadgum thing. Well, and then my light goes out. Ain't that just wonderful? There we go. Alright. Let me see if I can get the tape off of this without making a complete disaster out of this. Alright. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, really? Really?
Everything on this car has to fight me for some reason. It don't like me. That's the only thing I can figure. This car really doesn't like me. Why? Why now does the yoke want to stick? Alright, before I get really, really mad. There we go. Come on. Now, get in there. Come on. Oh, get in there. Nothing wants to work with me. And I don't feel like getting out from under the car to go get a hammer. That's why I'm doing this. I get nuts on those U-bolts and I can suck it back there where it needs to be. There's one. Come on. Come on. Work with me. Let's see. Was that a half? God dang, the wind is really getting it outside today. Okay, that's tight. That is in now. Okay. Let me get my tools and this stuff out of here, because I'm hoping I don't have to crawl back under here for much more. I can get most of this out from under here. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we can get done. All right, let me show you what I did. I told you I needed to make a union. Well, I didn't want to drive to the parts house just to get a piece of exhaust pipe or whatever to make one. I had a piece of scrap exhaust pipe. So I cut it, I squeezed it in, I got it down to the size that I need to put on here, I hope. Which end is which? That goes up. So, but anyway, and I don't have the little bead roller thing that rolls that bump up, so when the hose clamps down it can't pop off. So I split the pipe, squeezed it in, welded it on both sides. Then I came in and I welded some spots along both outer edges, and that way I think I can put this. Well, it looks like I didn't make that small enough, so what that looks like, I sure didn't. Okay, well, I got to back up and regroup. I'm gonna have to go cut this and shrink it up some more, because that is not near small enough to go in there. So, but that's okay, because I left a gap in my spot welds here, so I can cut it here and I can squeeze it together. But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. That way I can get my union for I think it's gonna go this way. So it'll put these two pieces together like so. When it slides in there, it'll put those two pieces together like that, and that'll give me my lower hose. So I'll just have to put 4 clamps on it. Let me go cut this down, make it work. I'll be back. All right, I went back, remade my piece. So these will fit in here like they're supposed to. I got to get some clamps, put this together. So after I had made this and I was let this cool, I said, hey, let me look at the cool transmission lines that he got. He got these really nice pre-made 6AN fitting lines. And they come with, well, 2 of each of these fittings. One's a 90 to come out of the radiator. Only problem with this is 1/4-inch national pipe thread. It takes 1/8 inch coming out of the radiator, and there's not enough room to put an adapter to go from this to what the radiator has, so we got to get more of these. Then this is supposed to screw into the transmission with a 6AN end on it, okay? Problem with this is the Turbo 350 takes a 1/4 20 national pipe straight thread, and it has like a washer seal on it. This, I don't know what the hell it is, but the biggest problem with this is left-handed thread. I can't do nothing with left-handed thread. So I had to research all that. I educated myself on what fitting actually goes into that transmission, because I thought it was 1/4 20 national pipe thread tapered, but it's not. So I just sent him a message, just gonna have to order that. So I haven't even tied into the fuel line stuff yet. I gotta go get the fuel tank from him. He's got some other stuff. So I don't know what kind of fiasco that's going to be. So I've come to the conclusion that this car hates me. I don't know what else to think. Starter wouldn't fit. Fittings don't fit. Fighting to make a lower radiator hose fit. Yeah. Putting the drive shaft in, that fighted with me also. Give me fits, but at least I got the drive shaft in. So out of everything I tried today, I got a top hose put on, I got a belt put on, and I got a drive shaft put on. So I'm not having really good success with getting this thing closer to being ready to crank, put on the road. I guess I can go ahead and put the oil filter and the oil in it, and get that out of the way. But I can't put any transmission fluid in it until I get all the fittings and the trans lines run. I guess I could put the battery hold down in. I can go do that real quick. But that's about it. So you know what? As far as right now in this video, I am going to pause. I'm going to stick the battery hold down in it. I think I got to drill 2 holes for the rods to fit in. So I'm just going to go do that off camera, get that out the way. And then when he gets all the parts in, I may try and go get the fuel tank from him this afternoon. When he gets all the parts in, I'll get back on that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may have to back up and punt. I don't know. I may have to take a break from this. I don't really want to take a break from this thing because it's so close to being done. I want to get it done and back to him and gone and out and all that good stuff. Yeah. So let me do that. I'm gonna go put this in off camera, and then I got to go get some clamps for the hoses. And when I come back, we'll see if my little contraption fits and everything lines up, and I can clamp all that in. So I'll be back. All right. I went and got some clamps. It's a new day. I went and got some clamps. So I got the upper radiator hose clamped in place. I got my clamps for the lower radiator hose, and I got it crammed in there, and it was difficult to get in, but I have room between the belt and all the angles. So upper and lower radiator hoses in place. Bunch of little parts came in. Let's see. Let me show you. I got the battery hold down in place. The battery's in there. I haven't got it
any of the cables hooked up to it yet. Starter has not come in yet, so still waiting on that. He ordered a mini starter for it, so I got to get that in, and so I can get that installed and hooked up. But there was some other stuff come in, the torque converter bolts, some fuel line pieces, the parts for the transmission, what you call it, the fittings that go into the transmission, those came in. So I'm going to try and start running the transmission line. There's 2 fittings that did not come in that go to the radiator, the 90 degrees that go to the radiator. So, but I'm going to run the transmission lines from the transmission up to the front and get those situated. And then what else have I got to? Oh, and oil filter. I'm gonna go ahead and hook the torque converter bolts up while I'm under there messing around with that. And the fuel tank. Oh, the fuel tank came in, so I'm gonna have to make a mount for the fuel tank and get it installed, and then start running fuel lines to the front also. So that's where I'm at right here at the moment. So y'all stick around with me, and we're gonna see what we can get done. I'm gonna see if I can get a light and where y'all can see under the car a little better. It's kind of dark under there, so let me get a light, see if I got the camera hooked up under there, and where you can see what I'm doing. So hang on just a second. I hope you guys can see. That's where those fittings go. Let's see, what did I do with them? They're right here. Look, those screw in there. They're not left-handed threads. Yay. Okay, and it has, let's see, like I got these nice wrenches. I'm not one that has had all this nice equipment to work with. So he's picked up and bought all these nice wrenches and stuff. And I guess these AN line wrenches are supposed to help not mar it up or mark it up or something. I don't know. I'm not sure if this one's going to be able to get in there and tighten that up all the way, because that dipstick is right there. Let's see. Okay. That works. That works. Okay. Now let's see. We got a hook. Let me cut the zip ties. Cut these loose. These are all pre-made nice thingies here. So we got to figure out how that's gonna run all the way up there. It's not gonna be a problem lengthwise, that's for sure. That's gonna be way too long. Huh. Wonder if I can take those off of there and cut that line and shorten that up, because that is way too long. I guess that's what that's designed for. So I'm gonna have to come off of there. What is the deal? Why is that so wobbly? I guess because that wasn't real tight, huh? It's got an O-ring in there. But I can see I'm gonna have to take this apart. Okay, so let's see. So if I do that,
And I mean, this is way too freaking long. I didn't realize it was going to be that damn long. I guess I don't read good. Well, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to see if I can turn this while I'm laying under the floor here. And I hope you can see this. But it comes all the way back around to here. So it's like way too long. So let me lay that up there like so and make a mark as to where that needs to be cut, and I'm going to have to cut and refit that end. I don't know how hard that is, but we're going to find out. So, all right. Give me just a minute, and let's see how this goes. Okay. I wonder if I can set y'all up down here to watch that. You think I can do that? Maybe? Because that's going to come up this side of the chassis. So little room. Okay, that's going to come. I'm going to attach it right there. I'm going to run along the chassis. It's going to turn over there. Ow! That didn't feel good, and it's going to run. I want to make sure I do this the right way. It's going to run under there. Let's see, I need some way to hold that. To hold that right there. Let me get a zip tie. Where's a zip tie? Right there. Where's my? I'm hung up now. All right. Can I reach it? All right. So that's going to come along there. I'm going to put a zip tie right here, just to hold that up there. Well, I go to the other side. So then that's going to run there to right there. I got to get some tape to mark that. Here's a piece of tape I can mark it. And that's going to run to right there. So I need to cut that right about there. Okay. Let me cut this zip tie loose. Drop that down. I hope I'm getting the camera set up where you guys can see. Maybe back this way a little bit. Alright. Now let me take this loose. I'm about to cut and change that end. I guess that's the nice thing about these AN things. You can do that. Alright. Okay guys, y'all got to understand, I am not proficient with this. So I'm going to cut this line and see. And well, let me show you what I did. I took the end off and I shoved this part of the coupler, I shoved it back here. I took the end off, and it's got a little compression thing that goes right there like that, and that fits in there, and I guess it makes a tight seal, but I kind of deconstructed it, and then this goes inside that, it pulls all together and tightens down. It seals up. So I am going to cut this as gingerly as I can. Make that as smooth as possible. Okay. So there's that. I need to put this
hang on. Let me get my pick, make sure that's cleaned out. A piece of plastic right there. It's gonna take my knife. Make sure I got that out of there. There we go. Okay, that does that. This then slides over that. I'm just going back the way they had it. Okay, like that. And this slides inside there. And then that screws together. And I take my little special crescent right there, put it right there, and tighten that down. Like so. And I have my fitting. Huh. So there's an O-ring in there. I don't know why that's so dirty. There's an O-ring in there I don't want to lose right there. I hope I didn't lose the other one either. Good, there's one in that one. All right. So now let's go see if I cut that to the right length. How about that? And y'all just watch me do the first, for me, ever, is to cut one of these hoses and put a fitting on. So, hey, first time for everything, I guess. So, let's get back under here. Oh, my riches. I don't know if y'all can see me working on this or not. Come on. Okay, put that one on right there. I'm gonna run it this direction. Run it above that. Let me go get my hose clamp things. I mean my secure clamp dealies. Because I'm going to put one right here and along the chassis to hold that in place. So give me just a second. All right. Okay. I don't know how well you can hear me over the air compressor. I put this tarantula thing on my microphone to see if it kind of covered any of that background noise. Let me cut that thing off. So that's the test right there to see if it helps with any of the background noise. I don't know if it will or not, but I had to get my little angle drill to drill those two in while I was off camera. What I did is, let me crawl back under here real quick and show you. While I was off camera, I came under here, I measured the other line and cut it. See if you can see right there. So I cut it to length, and I got the covers on the ends like they shipped it, so keep the debris out. Put a clamp here, put a clamp right here, and I won't finalize that until I get the 90s coming out of the radiator. So let me get my big ass up out of here.
So, I was hoping I would be closer to being done under that car, but I still got to run fuel lines under there too, and it's getting kind of congested under there with between battery cables and transmission lines and all that. Everything is so tight on this car because it's so small, and there's just so much to work with. So transmission lines are there. I just got to get the 90s for the radiator. Next up, let's see about the fuel tank. Let's see what we can do with the fuel tank. And hang on, let me go get it out the box. I'll be right back. All right, he bought a brand new tank because the tank he had that came in this thing was all steel and all rusted. So basically it was a square tank of scrap. So he bought this pretty tank right here. What we got I'll have to figure out. It's come with a sending unit. It's got a pickup and a return and a vent. So I'll have to look and see which one says what. A nice little gas cap. So the tank he had set in there like this too. And let's see if I can get this in here. And I measured this out and it should fit right there. Let's turn this around. It fits just like that. Should be able to get a fuel in there. Now I'm going to have to make some mounts for this thing to set in here. There's a brace right here I can mount it to. I can probably have something come off of the top of the car right here. Let me get you guys in here a little bit closer. So I can make a mount coming off the back of this support bar back here. That'll hold down this corner. Back there. Let's see what it is. It's got a boogered up lip right there. Let me fix that real quick. See if that makes it fit like I want it to. Yeah, that's more better. I had to take my sweatshirt off. It was getting a little bit warm in here. So that's gonna set like that, I do believe. You can get to this. You can put fuel in it. Alright, that says 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. Alright, I got to figure out. Those are 8 AN fittings. So I need to figure out a mount first. So how am I going to do that? Let me see what I can go figure out and design real quick. I think I want to make something that covers the corner. It needs to cover the corner there. That's still hitting in the back there. I got to do something about that because I don't like that at all. I want that to fit flush with this like it's supposed to, and it's rubbing back there, so I don't want that rubbing that back there. Okay, so let me pull this out and see of what I can make covering the corners. Hi guys. Here's the, hang on, let me show you what I came up with. Let me bring this down here where you can see it. So here's the tank. Here's the tank. I made my end caps. What I was going to do originally was put these mount these like this, weld that together, and box that in. But I changed my mind because I got to looking at it, and if I do this, I'm going to flange a piece of 3/4 by 3/4 at the bottom to bolt it down to the floor. So if I have this locked in, I wouldn't need to make any straps to anything. It'll be bolted to the floor, and if I make this where I can lock it in, I'm still trying to, I guess I'm still trying to figure this out. But I'm thinking about putting a strap all the way across here. That'll lock the top together. Because the way I was doing it, this would lock it in place on each corner, and then I would have to make a bracket of some kind off of this piece to attach to the brackets in there. But I got to thinking, if I flange it off the bottom and I can lock this into place, now I'm thinking about that and how am I going to make that work? Because if I put a strap across here, I can't put my corner piece in there like I wanted to, because then I couldn't get the thing in and out. So I guess that's not going to work. I guess I am going to have to make a bracket off of this to attach inside the thing, because I'll be able to unbolt it at the bottom on both sides and unbolt it from the bracket at the top and then lift it out. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. So let's regroup. So I'm going to go ahead and weld these in the corners. I'm going to go ahead and weld these in the corners and grind those down. So this corner be capped in, that corner be capped in. This will be capped in on all four. Oops. And so that'll enclose or capture the ends. And then I'm going to have to fabricate a bracket from these to secure, because they'll be bolted at the bottom and I need something to keep the top from moving, I think. Yeah. Because if I can't capture this end, I don't know. You know, maybe I could put a nut, maybe I could strap the back to where it bolts and unbolts, and that would put it together. Let me go think about it. I'll be right back. First up, if you notice, there's some room, there's a little gap in the metal, so it's not real tight. But I figured that in because he's got some sound deadening stuff that I'm going to line the inside of all these inner plates so that it seals it from rubbing directly against metal on metal, because this is tank's aluminum, these are steel, so that'll take up all that gap. So I'm going to make it fit real tight like that. What I was thinking about was if I come in from the back and I put me a strap that I can bolt on. I can weld on the back side, I can weld a little stud coming off of here on both sides, and I can weld me a strap across the back, and that'll pull it in tight, and I don't think it'll flex out any, because the whole thing will be pretty tight. And once I put the end caps on, bolt this together to hold it in place, and I make my flange at the bottom and bolt it at the bottom to the trunk floor, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's going to be fine. I think it'll sit there. I don't think it won't be able to go back and forth like that. It won't be able to go side to side, because this will be locked together across the back. And I was going to cut some dimple dies, but the way the tank's going to sit in there, you're not going to be able to see it. So it'll be a nice little strap. I'll paint it black to kind of match the tank, and so the tank will just be sitting in there kind of nice and neat. I think it'll look a lot better than having straps across to hold it down in place. That's me, that's my opinion. This is maybe a little more elaborate than what anybody else would do, but hey, I think it's going to look pretty good. It'll hold it in place. All right, guys, let me show you what I got. I set the tank in here where it's going to sit. This side is right up against the fender well, so I can't flange the bottom like I wanted to. So I'm going to flange this bottom piece right here. I'm going to put a little flange down here, and I'm going to bolt it there. On this side, I can run my flange on the bottom, but it can only go about halfway back, because the battery cable, the negative battery cable, is coming up through here. So I'll have a short flange right here that'll bolt down there. The other thing I'm going to do is I made this piece right here, bead rolled it a little bit to give it some good strength. It will come in behind here and bolt down and keep the top of the tank secured. And I'm thinking about doing it on the back side on the bottom also, to make sure that it's good and tight together. So that'll kind of box it. Then I'm going to come off, I'm going to weld a flange right here off the top of this piece that I made, and it'll bolt to that brace right back there. So that way it can't move backwards and forwards at the top. It can't move backwards and forwards or side to side at the bottom. And I think it'll be secure. So that's the plan. I think that's going to be the best thing to do. And when I put the sound deadener in here, it's going to tighten up all the gaps, and it should fit tight up against there. And then I'm going to put sound deadener underneath on the floor. That way, make sure that there's no metal rubbing on the floor. There's no metal to metal rubbing anywhere else. And I can rest assured that it's not going to rub a hole in it anywhere. So that should keep it all tight and secure. And then I can come back and do the plumbing for all of this. I got to hook the fuel gauge to the fuel sender. So that's where I'm at. It's late in the day. I'm going to see grandbaby tomorrow, so I'll be a couple of days. I'm gonna come back and finish getting this mounted, and finish getting the transmission lines. The pieces came in. I'm finished getting that done. That'll probably be the end of this video, but that's where I'm at. That's what I'm gonna do. Stick around with me. It'll be a couple of days before I come back for me, but it'll only be a second for you. So I'll see you in a second. All right. I got in here and got some stuff done. Here's what the tank looks like. I got the mounts. Let me see if I can. I got the mounts on that side in. I got my marks made to drill the holes in the floor. I got that mount up there in place. I have to weld it onto that back piece, and I got my mount welded down there and my marks for the hole for that. So it's pretty much ready to finalize. I'm gonna weld that piece on back there, and then I gotta paint it, put the sound deadening insulation stuff in so it's not metal on metal, and I can install it. So when I get all that done and get it installed, I'll come back, show you the finished product. I'll also show you the back. I tell you what, hold on just a second. Let me set my camera up over here. I'll show you what I did in the back. And on the back side, since this will hold it in place at the bottom, on the back side, I did put a strap across the back and this strap across the top, and it's got I welded some studs on all four of those corners. That'll keep this in place, and it'll keep it secure in the car. So that's where I'm at. When I get this last piece welded in and it all painted and ready to go back in, I'll come back. So stick around with me. Okay, everybody. Well, here's what I got done so far. I went ahead and I laid the sound deadener in here, and it had a silver backing, and all of this under here was kind of reddish colored and nasty looking. So I cleaned it real good. I laid my sound deadener, and I came in here and sprayed all of this with like a truck bed liner stuff to get it all black. And then the tank's gonna fit like right here to right here in this area here, from here to over there. So on the back side of that, when I get the seats out and I build panels in there, I'll take care of the rest of that afterwards. But let me go show you what I got done on the tank. So here's the tank. Okay, I got my mount position here, my mount position there, my mount's on the side over here. It's locked into place. If you look on the back side, it's got the nuts hold everything together. And so I gotta let the truck bed liner stuff dry, and as soon as it dries, I'll come. I'm gonna stick the tank in, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this video is getting a little long, so I'll need to hurry up and finish it up so I can get it finished, edited, and uploaded to wherever it goes. So if you like what I got, oh wait, I forgot. Starter is installed. The pieces came in for the transmission lines, so both of those are now installed and in place. Torque converter bolts are in, torque converter's bolted up, and I put the oil filter on it. So that's all done. I got to mount this tank. When I get this tank mounted, we'll finish up this video. So let me, it's late in the day. It's after 4 o'clock. It's going to take half the night for this stuff to dry back here. So as soon as this stuff dries, when I come back, I'll come back out here in the morning, and I'll slip that tank in real quick, bolt it down, and then I'll set the battery back in it, get the negative battery cable back up through the bottom, and I need to put an end on it, and then I can finish mount the battery, and that'll all be done. So please stick around with me. Hey, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If it's your first time viewer, hit that subscribe button, please. I'd appreciate it. Just an update on where I'm at. I'm only 150, I think it's 150 from hitting my 1,000 goal.
So, you know, I don't know if I'll ever get more than 1,000. I'm not really worried about it. I just want to be part of that 8% that actually get to 1,000 subscribers. So, and if you wouldn't mind, hey, hit that share button too. Send it out there where somebody else can watch it and maybe get a good laugh. So I'll be back tomorrow morning and we'll finish this one up. So stick with me. All right, there you go. It's all mounted in. It's solid. It's not moving anywhere, not going side to side. So that's mounted in there, ready to go. Next up, I'll have to wire the sending unit and run the fuel lines, but that'll be in the next video. So that's mounted. I think that's gonna be it for this video. It's progressing, it's close. I'm gonna stay on this until I'm finished. I'm trying to think of the stuff I got left to do. I got to put oil and transmission fluid in it, antifreeze in it. Got to adjust the valves, hook the fuel lines up, hook the linkage up to the carburetors, put the gas pedal in, put the cowl on, put the glass in it, and I got to build some door panels and stuff for the inside. And I think that's about it. But once I get the fuel lines run and the throttle linkage all hooked up and get all the fluids and liquids and stuff in it, and adjust the valves, I'm going to try and crank it. We'll see if it cranks, if it runs then. So maybe that might be in the next video. We'll see. But until that next video, we're going to call it quits on this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hey, please hit that like, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And like I always say, hey, always keep your head up. Don't look down on yourself, don't look down on others. Keep looking forward, keep looking up. You keep your head up, you can get stuff done. Get out there and work on these old rides. Hey, save a part of history, make somebody happy, make yourself happy. Have a good time. Till next time. See ya.